It is time now to review headlines with a view to seeing how the papers captured the events of Saturday across the country. And we still have with us Ombudsman of This Day and Arise Media Group and This Day Newspapers Limited Group Executive Director, Mr. Kayode Komolafe. And of course, Arise analyst, Emmanuel Efeni, who are still here with us. KK and Emmanuel Efeni.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Oji.
Very good morning again.
Very good morning.
We have been 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yes, we've done more than two hours already.
Steve, you seem to be fascinated with initials this morning. So just KKEE.
Oh, I like that. Do it again. Good morning.
Good morning, KK. Good morning, Double E.
Thank you very much.
The great Malabai.
The great Malabai.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we'll start with our sister newspaper, This Day, the newspaper of record. And of course, we have mentioned that of the window story, Tinubu's camp nominated INEC boss, Yakubu Amechi claims, laments total failure of governance in Nigeria. Below that story, go after thugs now. Jonathan tells security agencies. That story will be found on page 8 of today's paper. And I'm glad that, KK, you have referenced Jonathan, quite a bit now. And I think that what he said during the presidential election, when he said that winning election cannot be do or die, and that you cannot be a thug over those that you want to govern on. I think that, that reference will be key to what former President Jonathan is saying there. On the strip below the masthead, elections, IPC condemns attacks on journalists in Rivers, in Lagos, Ogun, demands investigation. And that's key. I think that what IPC, Lanre Rogodade and the team, what they pushed out yesterday, really went viral. To say that, no, you cannot continue to subject journalists, to these sort of attacks and intimidation just because they are doing their job. So not just in Lagos where our own crew, was attacked, but elsewhere in Rivers State and in Ogun State. And that investigation is dire, is crucial. That must happen.
Very important. Yeah.
Absolutely. Below that story is Buhari, APC with triumph at Governorship House of Assembly polls, urges Nigerians to vote according to their conscience. Ruling party will win not less than 28 states. Lawan boasts. If you tie that to the cover picture, casting his last ballot in office. That's President Muhammadu Buhari casting his vote during the governorship and state house of assembly elections at Wadhe Sarkin Yara polling unit.
So we call that the farewell.
Is the farewell ballot?
Well, to put in context, casting his last ballot as president. The next time he casts his ballot, he will be an ordinary citizen.
Yes, that's what the picture says. He will be in Daura with those things that he likes to surround himself
like
with.
What, Steve?
You know the interest of the president, don't you, Oji?
Yes, I do, but I'd like for you to let our viewers know.
What we don't know is that whether they have expanded from 150 to some other, but he likes them, doesn't he, the president?
Tell me exactly the point you are making. Which things?
I'm saying that we want to go to the lead story of today's This Day.
I will join both of you gossiping the president.
I want to know the things the president likes. All right.
The lead story here says violence, apathy, voter suppression, governorship, state assembly elections. And the riders are, a bit illuminating, as gory as they may
Tragic,
be.
really.
Tragic too. 17 feared killed in Lagos, Rivers, Delta, Akwa Ibom, others. Nigerians discouraged by outcome of presidential poll, say Obi Wike. Governorship, state assembly elections, worst ever. Labour Party cries out. Political thugs attack voters. Arise News crew in Lagos. Those are the stories, KK and Emmanuel after KK, for your analysis.
Yeah, thank you. The lead story of this day on Sunday is, the issues, arising from the story, are the same issues we have been
chatting about, earlier in the program. And that, again, brings to the fore, the need to go beyond lamentation, yes, these issues will be discussed, but we should go beyond just appreciating and lamenting, but to actually find, because it's a problem, a tragic one for that matter, a solution to it, And already as suggested that the process of setting up the Electoral Offences Commission should be hastened, since the law is already being processed in the National Assembly, so that we'll have it. Maybe if it's not, if it can no more be used for this electoral season, for future elections, because before 2027 we are still going to have some states, that will have so there is the need to fasten the process. But the other point is that even pending the making of that law or the setting up of the commission, I still believe that a lot could still be done. I would like to say that in states where violence was reported yesterday, that by now we should be having official report, public briefing, from the respective commissioners of police, in those states, giving an account of what, if investigation is still going on, or if progress has been made. What is the progress? Has anybody been arrested? Are there people, charges being prepared? Are people who will expect that by Monday, they should, take them to court? That's number one. The second one, too, is also a larger question, and that is the question of how well prepared, how equipped is the police, for the task we are giving to it. I mean, it's been generally agreed that it will be unfair to expect that INEC should add to its body the question of securing the electoral space.
Yes.
That is the job of security agencies. And I dare say in this case that this is strictly the job of the police. If the police is well equipped, if it's well prepared for it, but for me, it's anathema, to be having soldiers on the day of election. There is no business. I mean, you are quoting I watched that television too, which is very odd. That day when the CDS, the Chief of Defense Staff, was making the pronouncement, the IG was even at his back, which is odd. It's not the business of the army. Much less the number one military man. Yes, you are talking of an interior matter, internal affairs. So again, I come to the question of political underdevelopment. It's a serious symptom that you need to deploy troops.
Yeah.
If you need to deploy troops to conduct election, what other symptom of political underdevelopment, of backwardness do you need, in diagnosing that particular polity? Yeah. So I'm saying that it is odd, it shouldn't be. We should not be deploying troops to conduct election. The police should be equipped, sufficiently so that it can perform the duty of policing election, just as it does everyday policing, of the society. Yeah. Except that on that day there is a special assignment, and that is that you have elections. And that point has been made before. If what happened yesterday, another way of looking at it was that it's largely a failure of security. And I'm trying to say that we should not do the normal thing. That is just to blame the police, blame game. The thing is, to put it in context, is that okay, the police has a task, but does the police have the tool and the preparedness to perform that task? Because if you police? Yes, I'm asking a question, and it's not a rhetorical question, because I will attempt to answer the question. If you must have noticed in the off-season elections, like when you have a state, I always make this point when you hear that, like when you had the Ekiti election or the then you say, you have 35,000
police officers.
Then I would then shock. I say, okay, what is going to happen on the day when it's not going to be one state?
It's going to be 36.
That is going to be 36. I mean, how are you going to spread? How are you going to concentrate 35,000 policemen in a state? So the fact that you need 30,000 police men to police the election in one state, that in itself is an indication of inadequacy, of deficit, in the policing process. And I'm saying that that's why I said that it's a larger question. It may not address the immediate, that is dealing with what happened yesterday and making sure that those who are responsible, for the violence, that they are taken through the justice process. That we have to look into it as, is the police really prepared to perform the job of ensuring internal security, which constitutionally is the job, of the police,
yes.
And not going the extra mile of deploying troops for a thing which should normally be, for a job which should normally be that of the police. That's right.
Yes, but also the police has fallen short. I mean, they really do need to strengthen their guard.
Then the window story.
Yes.
The window story, yes. Yes, let me make a clarification. I'm not saying that it should not be discussed, but I'm saying again, from the viewpoint of problem-solving approach, in any serious society...
Let us take the window story. Okay. This is Tinubu's camp-nominated INEC boss, Yakubu Amechi claims. That's the topic you're addressing.
Yeah, correct, yes. And other allegations in media. I'm saying that in any serious society, the matter should not... I'm happy that both of you use the word weighty.
Yes.
You say these are weighty allegations. Weighty allegations in the sense that it's not just a matter that should be reduced to tirade, because if you are accusing the chief electoral officer of the country of corruption, of wrongdoing, that's what is there.
Yes.
You are saying that Professor Mahmood, has compromised his position, that is working in the interest of one of the parties that is in election. Don't forget, and this is just I'm the ombudsman, that Professor Mahmood has already given notice that he might go to court for people who libel him.
Oh, yes.
So what I'm saying is that, if anybody, other politician or whatever, if you are listening, it should not just be a matter of just analyzing it, that in any serious society, you will see somebody who will go to court, who will go to court, or make a report to the police that this is a crime. If it is true.
This could be a prelude to that.
No, I'm saying that, I will not be want to be part of a process because I don't have the facts. Because Mr. A says it does not make it to be true, as a reporter.
We're not saying it is true.
So what I'm saying is that, while we discuss it, to use Steve's word to show it as much as you like, that we should go beyond that. That the issues raised there, for instance, when you accuse the governor of a state, that constitutionally say that is the chief security officer of his state, to keep law and order, to ensure law and order. You accuse him of inciting violence, of being responsible. I'm saying it should not just stop at that. That there should be consequence for it. There should be legal steps taken, in any society to ensure that.
By who? By who?
By whoever who's making the allegation, or whoever who is the victim.
We get your point.
Exactly. It is in discussing that you raise awareness.
I'm trying to say that I'm not saying that you should not discuss it, but I'm saying that I am going beyond your discussion. I'm not just interested in chewing it. I am saying that these are wrongs. These are the legal issues.
Yes.
These are crimes. You accuse somebody of crime, and I'm saying that in any society, you don't just chew crime. You don't just discuss it. You go about taking steps to ensure that the crime is punished. That you go through the legal process. So I'm just adding to what you are saying, that that beyond this, if anybody has any argument, that you should go beyond that to actually ensure that you go through the legal process.
Let me just ask Mr. Komalafe, what we're saying really is the fact that the history behind these politicians, be it Wike, be it the president-elect, be it Rotimi Amechi. So in analyzing this topic, we are asking that you shed light in regard to the accusation. That's all it is.
Yes. Since you mentioned history, just permit me this. When Professor Jega was INEC chairman, that was, I think that was the 2015 election, if I'm right. Some eminent elder statesmen, representing some ethnic groups, came out, they actually addressed a press conference that they have a copy of minutes of a meeting that the INEC chairman, then President held with one of the parties in the election. It wasn't a matter. It wasn't a grave like this. In the actually said it. Now, I'm saying that in any serious society, if you have that, even after the election must have been concluded, whatever be, it's an issue to
pursue legally.
To pursue legally.
Yeah.
But it turns out that after this, nobody talks about it. That does not show us to be a serious. So as at that time, it was the headline.
Yes.
You libel the man.
Yeah.
You put it at the end of the day, after the election, nobody talks about it.
The man that was libeled, did he go to court?
You said?
The man that was libeled.
No,
Professor Jega.
yeah,
No, he did also
no,
seek redress.
I'm not
Okay,
sure. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Double E. What's your...
Okay,
I'm not sure. I don't have the facts.
I will just take off from where you mentioned that, because in other climes, matters like this are very serious. It's not something we just discuss. But in other climes, when you make this kind of allegation against a public officer,
yes.
in many cases, they will have to step down to clear their name. But nobody is saying anybody should step down now. Let's look at that story again, because that's the story of my interest, actually. And we have to put it in context. Mahmoud Jega was, the appointment they're talking about now is reappointment.
Yeah.
After the APC had won in 2015. The president had
In 2019, you mean?
2019.
No, the reappointment. Oh, in 2019, yes. They had the president could have appointed
could have changed
another,
it. Yes.
but he was reappointed.
Yes.
So it is this reappointment
That Amechi referred to.
that is referring to that it was Tinubu's camp that nominated, and just to put it in context,
Okay.
so that we don't think that it's the first time he was appointed.
Yeah.
He has already done a job.
Right, yeah.
Whether the job was good, it has to be reappointed. That's where this nomination came in. But what I'm even more interested in is that where Amechi said that there is total failure of governance in the country. Complete failure. Police are helping PDP to arrest APC members and SDP members. That's in the Rivers State, I'm sure. He's been specific.
Yes.
Gongs are being beaten about in the old communities, asking people who will not vote PDP not to come, or they will be beaten. Just to just to tell you that the threat is not peculiar to Lagos.
Yeah.
No, we have that video from Delta State as well that you sent me, right?
Yes, but at least now the point.
That's Fred Ajudua
video.
video. Yeah, so
also
this,
making a similar.
This threats by politicians
to come out. Yeah. So we have that.
Because they don't want people to come out to vote.
For the other party.
For the other party, anticipating the people's mind already. Which means you are not popular. These people are likely to vote for somebody else or another party. So you are not saying, if you are not coming out to vote for me, don't come out. But failure of governance in the country is a very weighty statement to make.
For a senior member of the ruling party.
Of the ruling party, who served as a two-term minister. Of course, he only resigned to contest, the party primaries, which he did not win. It's a very serious matter, because some of the things happening in this country, the fact that President Muhammadu Buhari is outgoing does not mean he's a lame dog president. He's still in charge of the country. And if the police authorities are being accused of colluding with a governor to arrest people, then it's something that should worry everybody. Yes.
Welcome back to Nigeria Decides. Still in the studio with us is the ombudsman of This Day and Arise Media Group and This Day Newspapers Limited Group Executive Director Kayode Komolafe and Arise analyst Emmanuel Efeni. Let us wrap up the newspaper review. Can we do that really quickly?
Yeah, Emmanuel, you were
yes, I was
some
just
thoughts on
yes, the allegation by Rotimi Amechi, former Minister of Transportation, easily a big wig of the APC.
Yeah.
Yes, and of course we've underlined the fact that these are weighty allegations. But the point I try to raise further is when he said that governance has collapsed. There's collapse of governance in the country. In a situation where we still have a president, well, he's outgoing, but he's not a lame dog president. So some of these things happening.
Let's hope it's not.
Well, it's not a lame dog president, I want to believe. Many of these things happen. There has to be law and order. The state governor just declaring somebody wanted, when you have the police IG, and no, it's not something that should happen in a society where people keep to rules.
Yeah.
A governor cannot just declare you wanted because he doesn't like your face, Steve Ayorinde. And this is something that has been happening.
Absolutely.
According to Rotimi, in Rivers State, declare party opponents wanted, and they will be on the run. And we even heard on video,
yes,
where the governor was even saying that, oh, if you get contract from us, you go out and you work with our enemies, we'll finish you. And I mean, we are not in the
banana republic.
No, in a banana republic, and this is not a state of nature where anything can just go. We have law and order. And if the
points well made.
Yes.
Can we just do one 10 seconds on this?
Absolutely.
Style?
Why don't we check out the cover?
We can't live without
the cover. We
this
can't live without this day style. If you can pull up the cover there, it is Choma Uzodimma.
Okay.
She is the first lady of Imo State. She's so beautiful on the cover right now. And she has shown herself to be capable and effective first lady. I love the fact that they are profiling her. She's a lawyer. She's always been interested in human rights and advocacy, and she has brought this passion to her current role.
Okay.
I'd love for us to see more first ladies on the covers.
Yes.
This whole political
I think there are a
season,
number of them
remember?
that are
not doing too badly.
That are not doing too badly, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this
You
is
didn't
how...
go inside the This Day Style because then...
What's inside the This Day
There's
Style?
an interesting picture somewhere.
Steve Ayorinde, we shall discuss that after the show.
Okay.
Can we? Well, all right. You both, thank you so much
So,
for
KK,
joining
thank
us
you.
on the
So
newspaper
pleasant to be
review
here.
today.
Manuel Efeni, you are still with us.
Double
here.
E.
Double E. Thank you very much.